Hello, true believers. It's another episode of Comic Conversations, and we'll do it right after this.
To me, son of Jor-El, kneel before Zod!
Woo! So,
Can I tell you,
I got a new. Yeah, go ahead.
when I saw Superman 2 in the theater, I was very young. That whole scene right before he showed up, when those guys showed up to the Daily Planet, I literally was like, "Oh my God, we're all gonna die. We're all." I literally was. I mean, I must have been like what 5 years old or something like that. And I remember until yesterday. And that whole scene was like dun 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 dun, 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 and the newspaper starts flying around. Next, General Zod, would you like to step outside? Awesome.
Yeah, I had to edit it down obviously because we get in trouble if it's more than 7 seconds. But I just wanted to do it because Terrence Stamp just passed away, and
man.
R.I.P. He was a great actor. I mean, and I like how he did that with authority. Let's watch it one more time. Just like watch the way he says it. I just
To
like the way
me,
he says
son
it.
of Jor-El, kneel before Zod!
Kneel. I like the way he says. He goes down like this when he says kneel.
Kneel. I like the scene before that when he goes, Lex Luthor, ruler of Australia.
Yeah. And
Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace.
I also like, and may he also rest in peace too, Gene Hackman. You know what's scary about that whole scene though? Not scary, but eerie. Everybody in that scene's passed away, I think, except for Jimmy Olsen.
Oh yeah. Yes. Wow. Yeah. Damn it.
But I also like what was when he shows up, when Superman shows up, he's like, General Zod, would you like to step outside? And Lex Luthor's like, oh, thank God. Oh, yeah. Get him. Get him.
Can't these dummies ever figure out using the door?
Yeah.
What's up, brother, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I hope you're doing good. I appreciate you being here. And I want to tell everybody that I have the link to your YouTube channel pinned in the chat. So if you're not already subscribed to 757 Hustle Show, then what the hell are you waiting on?
It's free. It's free.
And me too. And I got the new channel members. I got the 500 subscribers.
Congratulations, man. Yeah, brother. Congratulations. And I heard you got a nomination.
Yeah, I got two.
Two nominations. That's for you.
I'm not one of these people who's going to go hard. Please vote for me. But, if you think about it and you want to go vote at cbcawards.org, give me a vote. But I'm not going to talk about it all night. That's the only time I'll mention tonight.
That's my job.
All right. We'll let you hype it up. George is the Flavor Flav to my Chuck D tonight. I don't know. I just thought I'd start out with I hope you're having a good night. Actually, it's been an interesting week for me because I got that. I went over 500 subs. I got now I can get super chats and channel memberships.
Nice.
And then I got the nominations, and now I'm moving tomorrow into a new house. So
moving on up.
You're actually my last guest on my last stream in this house.
We're gonna burn this bitch down.
The walls are. We got a new channel member here. Lisa Noble's in the house.
Oh, Lisa Noble. Also, I heard she's nominated, right? I think she's nominated for best moderator. So. Look at this. This is a star-studded show. I'm like the rookie around here.
I thought she was a mod on my channel. I'm gonna have to fix that. Oh, something must have happened. I don't know. Have you ever had that problem? Like you'll have somebody being, you'll think somebody's a mod and then they're not.
No, I haven't been that advanced. Yeah, congratulations. Definitely. Here's another one from my man, Matt. Yo, Matt definitely has the hustling spirit.
Right,
Matt's got
I gotta play it. I'm gonna play this video for Lisa, and I will make you a mod. Groovy. All right.
Groovy.
I can't do it from here. She says she's not nominated, but plenty of people are. Well, we'll get you there next year, maybe. We can get everybody to nominate you next year. She's a good mod, though. I've seen her. She does a lot of work on here, too. There's a lot of good mods out there. JSS Brooklyn, Christina, although I don't think they're letting her do that part of the award anymore, but she's still a great lady. There's a lot of great people in this community. I hear a lot of negativity sometimes, George, but you know what?
It's community. It's the community.
It's I like for the most part, I like the way the thing goes down, everything. But I'm trying to get this. Hold on, Lisa. If I can make you a damn mod, I can't get it to do it on my phone for some reason. All right, well, sorry about that. Yeah, vote for if she's not in it. Since she's not in it, vote for JSS Brooklyn because he's a good dude. I met him at Heroes Con. I met you at Heroes Con.
Yeah. It was awesome.
That kind of leads into a question I had. I really like the way you do things. Like it's like you got all your friends and family with you down there, and like it's like you got almost like a production team. So, but when did you decide to start doing this stuff, like doing some streaming and?
So starting from now, I've always streamed. I used to be on Facebook. For right before COVID started, we had an incident over here where I had to stay home, and then and I was started on Facebook, and I used to stream a lot with my band. And I went to school for television. I've done some radio, and I worked at some television stations in New York, and I worked out in some radio stations out in Long Island, New York, also. And once I got into Facebook and I started doing, I was basically, I was doing. I've had a burlesque, cosplay, fashion show. I used to do. This was all on Zoom. This was all on Zoom back in the day, and I used to do and have live bands play. My band used to perform live. But then everybody said, why don't you just do that on YouTube? And I didn't even know back then YouTube was a different place. I mean, if you didn't have enough subscribers, you couldn't go live. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But Facebook, it was like whatever. I was having a weekly show. On and that's how I got the name. 757 is the area code where I live in. That's the area code. So we called it the 757 Hustle Show. And it's basically a little bit of everything. It's basically a talk show, variety talk show, but it's the stuff we like: movies, comics, toys, nostalgia. Stuff that's going on now, and and people seem to like it. It's my outlet. If I'm not playing music, I need to do something else. And I'm pretty sure you doing this as much as you've done it now. I'm pretty sure you want to keep doing it also. Or like when you don't do it, you feel like you're missing out on.
It's a good outlet for me to talk about what I like because. You know me, I'm a big comic book fan. Also a big movie fan. I do the movie shows on here.
Yeah, great stuff.
And like, I get to talk to people that like comic books because I don't really know a lot of people in my area. I live in Kentucky in a small town, so I can only talk to my friends and family about it. You talk to one of my friends and I'll be talking about, oh, this right here is the first appearance of blah blah blah, and before this they were a bad guy, and I'm like, right here they start out as a bad guy, but 5 issues later you find out they're a good guy. They're like, they look at you like this, like an alien just trot out of your head, and like, dude, I don't give a fuck.
It's crazy though, but you gotta admit, it was. We used to get that look a lot more back in the 80s.
Yeah,
at least people now can tell you I'm not into it. You know what I'm saying? But they know what superheroes are now. Back then, you're like, oh my god, what is this guy talking about?
I was in ninth grade and eighth grade, not much eighth grade, but ninth grade. I didn't let anybody know that I had any comic books in my house. Because, like back then, you're like, you nerd. That was a bad thing.
Yeah.
I remember like when it started becoming different, like when you started, I know I kind of consider it to be like part of kind of what social media and YouTube has done. It's like made it more mainstream to talk about these things. Like then we had shows like The Big Bang Theory.
Yes.
And Comic Book Man that was on, I think, A&E? I think
yeah. Definitely 100% agree with you. 100% agree with
movies. Like, look how many references he had to like pop culture. Mallrats has got so many references to like comic books in it and stuff.
Yeah. Kevin Smith did hold the torch when it wasn't popular, when it wasn't on the front burner, and which reminds me, it's like when Winter Soldier came out, I'll never forget this. I had all my nieces and nephews and their kids all watching it, and they're like, "No, Cap, Bucky's your friend." I'm like, I can't believe this generation is saying the word Bucky. If we would have said Bucky was Captain America's sidekick, we would have gotten our asses beat back then. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's be honest. Even before Iron Man, how many people actually knew who Iron Man was? A lot of people just thought that was a song by Black Sabbath.
Yeah, 100%. And a lot of people didn't even know who Robert Downey Jr. was at that point.
Well, his career was almost over at that point.
That's what I'm saying. That even when he got casted for Tony Stark, I was like, oh shit, he's not dead.
I thought he had people that had to like actually like put a word in for him before he did Iron Man. He came back with a movie called Kiss Kiss Bang Bang with Val Kilmer, which is actually a good movie.
Yes.
If you've never seen it, I highly recommend it. But he had people like Mel Gibson. We can say what we want about Mel. I know Mel Gibson got a pass, but I will give him credit for this. He went to bat for Robert Downey Jr. when nobody else would go to bat for him. And, another thing is, though, you can get somebody to go to bat for you, but you have to be the one to follow through with it. And Robert Downey Jr. did. He didn't. He stayed sober. And I think he's probably one of the, what do you say? Probably one of the biggest career resurrections, maybe.
100%, man. 100%. The guy was, he won an Academy Award. Was it for Chaplin?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The guy's the Academy Award winner and then was fucking going crazy. Was it running down the streets of LA?
They found him in somebody's house. Luckily, they weren't home, but he was sleeping in somebody's bed. He passed out in their bed. He was in his own house. He thought it was his house.
Yeah, like and it was probably all drug related or something. But then he was supposed to go to jail. Remember, our generation, our Tony Stark. We were watching him in the orange jumpsuit in the courthouses all the time.
Yeah,
that was our RDJ. He was in RDJ. He was child star Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
But like you said though, people rooted for him and he did it. He did what he needed to do and he was one of the most paid actors now. And the guy's got talent also. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. The guy's
talent before, but he almost wasted it. Yeah.
The guy,
sadly though, it could have went the other way. We've had a lot of stories like John Belushi, Heath Ledger. They didn't make it.
Yeah. But definitely. But it was one of those, man. It's one of those. And then you got people. What's up, everybody?
I was talking to Ken. I always wave at everybody when they come in.
Man, you got it. I don't. Yeah. The minute I see this is a different world. This is a different world. And when you're always watching the comments, I love to engage with the people because then people are like, oh my God, they're not talking to me. And then they leave.
Yeah. I always look at the chat because I've been, you know how many streams I've been on, and it's like they just completely ignore you unless you give them a super chat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the bigger streamers are like that. Now I understand because sometimes if you see like on Twitch, if you've ever been on Twitch, the thing will just run by like this.
Yeah.
Like I was on I don't have you ever heard of Hassan Piker? I think Riley Reid, the adult film star. If you see her chat, it's always like
yeah. That's funny. So how far are you moving from this place?
It's about a mile from here. I'm still going to be in the same town.
The local.
We got as you know, I can walk, but I have to get around for any length of time. I have to do it in an electric wheelchair. I have muscular dystrophy. If anybody doesn't know, I'm not very open about it. Look here, it's raining money. We got Lady Fantastic dropping a $10. Awesome. We got to give her a video for this one. So here, this one's for you, Lady Fantastic.
The Thing. Is this dork made of orange rock like the rest of his body?
It's a superhero secret. Tell me.
That definitely sounds like a Lady Fantastic question.
I thought she'd like that. Thank you, Lady F. Carolyn's a great person. I met her at Heroes Con. Hung out with her. Great lady. Thank you, Lady Fantastic.
I was doing a stream the other night and I was just doing some news stuff and it happened to be some Trump stuff. Lady Fantastic was doing some Trump lines, just throwing me off. I'm like, stop it, because she kept writing, it's huge, it's enormous, it's the best. So every time I saw her comments, I'm like, stop, because I'm doing Trump impersonation.
Yeah, we always have the best conversations on Comic Conversations.
Yeah.
Well, everything's in 2 weeks. We'll have another great plan. It's always 2 weeks. Anyway, I don't know.
Most subscribers. Matt's got the most subscribers, the hugest audience, the best. Everybody loves him. He's a great guy. Great things are coming from Matt.
Well, I mean, I try not to be. I feel like weird about it. Like I had something happen to me the other day, and everybody got together and they got me a Captain America 117 and surprised me with it on the stream. I was like, I was like, I didn't know what to say. I was like, I want to thank everybody, but I don't know. It was like, I almost felt like, God, I don't really deserve everybody to do that. I don't know why I'm like that, but I have to get better at it, Here
Well,
she goes. Here she is again. The best subscribers, the most beautiful subscribers. Nobody can get better subscribers.
Subscribe.
We've already went off the rails. I love it. Hell with it. That's what I say. All right. I don't know where to go from there, but anyway. So did you collect comics when you were a kid?
Yes, I did.
What
Yes,
were some
I
of
did.
your favorite things?
I started off with G.I. Joe. I started off with G.I. Joe. Yeah. I started off
Me
with
too.
G.I. Joe, and I think I had some early Spider-Man. So in New York City, I don't know how it was where you live. In New York City, you get where I grew up, you get your comic books in the Lotto. It was called a Lotto store. So it was imagine a small tobacco shop. I'm talking about like the size of a room, where you walk in, there's a counter to the right to get cigarettes and lotto tickets, and to the left was the wall of just magazines and comics. So you go in there. So I will pull
I've
off.
heard of it. We don't have that here.
Yeah, and then before I was able to buy, I'd be like, "Ooh, GI Joe." That's the only thing I recognized, so I would grab GI Joe. So I start like a bodega. Why does it sound weird when Lady Fantastic says it? Bodega. But I started with G.I. Joe. I started with G.I. Joe. My cousin collected Avengers, and my and cousin Nick, the one you met down there, he collected Daredevil. So we all. You know what I mean? So then I started reading. We started reading each other's comic books, and then that was my way in. And Super Friends was my introduction to superheroes, and the Superman movie.
Me too.
And the toys. I was a huge action figure collector when I was a kid. I was into the Superpowers, Secret Wars. I was there, man. I was their target audience. GI Joe. Believe it or not, I was more into robots than I was Transformers. That's because my mom started me on that path.
Yeah, I had a little bit of both, but I had like Mask. Remember Mask?
Yeah.
Thundercats, He-Man.
Definitely He-Man.
Turtles. I remember the Ninja Turtles. Oh, you mean Rockstar Barbie? You mean like Jim? Remember Jim?
No, Rockstar Barbie. Yeah. The correct term for that was called Barbie and the Rockers, because I had a sister. I remember. I'll tell you a quick story. You said He-Man. My mom took me and my sister to a convention. 87, Mattel had a world tour where they would promote the new He-Man toys and the new Barbie toys. And Barbie and the Rockers. Yeah. It's an actual video on YouTube of it. But it's pretty cool. And they're like, this is the new Hordak. And they did a whole thing. Yeah, it was called Barbie and the Rockers.
They did have Rockstar Barbie. That was after Jim. Jim was first, right?
Yeah, it was the competition.
Barbie. Yeah, they had a little
competition. Yeah. Hasbro had Gem.
Barbie's like, we can do it better. Yeah.
Hasbro had Gem. And I was like, we got to come up with something.
I remember I found a picture the other day. Everything's moved now. I packed everything out, but we were like going through boxes, and I found these old pictures of me with the Cobra Raven plane. Remember the one that looked like the SR-71 Blackbird?
Raven.
Opened in the box and had all my toys laid out by the pool. I would take the pool float and use it as an aircraft carrier in the pool. Pretty cool, huh?
No, I was just listening. Yeah, we do. Trust me. My home now where we live, we have a pool. And the first week I lived here and I had the pool open, the first thing I did was wish I had the pictures. I called my cousin up and I'm like, yo, bring the hydrofoil and the platform, because he just completed them. So he brought his hydrofoil and his platform, and we're doing photo shoots. His kids are looking at us like, yo, what's wrong with you guys? And we're like, and our moms were there. Our moms were there too. It was like a barbecue, and we're like sitting there in the pool, like, stop moving the water. Stop moving the water. I'm trying to take a picture.
Look, Lady Fantastic said, I also had the New Kids on the Block Donnie Wahlberg doll with a rat tail.
Yes. I had a sister. My sister's a year younger than me, so I was aware of all these things also. First time was the best time. Second time was last.
Oh.
The right stuff.
Here, let's fucking go. All right. I remember New Kids on the Block.
Did our high school had to do a competition. You had to write all these index cards to get New Kids on the Block to come perform at your school. So it was a contest, and you had to write, and it was like each one of us, they gave us like a stack of index cards. Yeah. NOKTB. Now I'm going to go to Vegas. I'm gonna go Vegas to go see them. New Kids on the Block.
Yeah, they still do a few things. Yeah.
I'll even take one further back before New Kids because I'm half Spanish and my sister. I was a Menudo fan.
Oh, Menudo.
Menudo was huge. Yeah.
They were like, and then you had like, remember New Edition, Candy Girl.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And what was the
Mr.
other one?
Telephone Man.
What was the one that did the song "Pass the Dutchie from the Left Hand Side"? It was the little kids, and they were talking about passing a joint.
Yeah. That's a little that you gonna handle. Yeah. I'm telling you. I just did a video, and it was a conversation out of nowhere during the live stream, and I just remember radio and TV were awesome back in the day because there was so much selection, so many different. You know what I'm saying? It was so much of it, 7 days a week, so for free, just like free. The 757 Hustle Show. Like and subscribe for my people who happen to be here. My man Matt, Heroes for Hire Comic Club. 2-time nominee.
Yeah, I don't know how I did it. I didn't do it. I don't know how I did it.
Look at that. He got 2 nominations, super chats. Moving on up, brother. I'm telling you, you got the hustle in you. I feel it.
Yeah, so a lot of these artists are doing this, like Elvis used to do, which is a Vegas residency.
We went.
Adele has done it. There's been.
I just saw my wife and I. We were there last Christmas, and we saw Bruno Mars and Shania Twain. Awesome. Yeah. First time we were like, we were gonna gamble, so we're like, what do we want to do for our anniversary? It was our anniversary birthday gift, all mixed up together. So we're like, let's go to a Vegas show. I'm like, all right, we're gonna see some titties. I'm like, no, but we went to see Bruno. Yeah. Showgirls. But I got to see Bruno Mars and Shania Twain. Awesome experience,
And I think like other musicians have been doing it, and like now they got that big. I would like to see a concert in that Sphere, the big Sphere they have up there now.
Yeah. I got to see it from the outside, but yeah. I don't know if that messes you up if you have vertigo, because those are the type of seats where you're like looking straight down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you better, if you have vertigo or something, I would not recommend going there, or if you get motion sickness, easy. Because I was watching a video of like U2 playing there, and they have this wild show behind them going on. Can you imagine what they do? Floyd in there? Can you imagine Pink Floyd in there?
Oh yeah, I imagine
take you about a zip of some shrooms.
Yeah. I can imagine anything in there. Vegas, it's legal. We got there. That's the first thing we did. My recommendation, a lot of people think the strip. I've been going to downtown Vegas, and I got a video on my channel, downtown Vegas, where it's just like Disneyland. It's like 5 blocks. You can walk across the street. There's no cars, no traffic. The strip is kind of different, but definitely, man. I love going to Vegas.
I've never been.
Vegas.
One of these days, maybe I'll get to go.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I always wanted to go because, it's probably not like it was when this movie when the book was written. But you remember Hunter S. Thompson did a book called Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and that's the reason I wanted to go. So yeah, what where he's like, what is this not a reasonable place to park? He's like, you're on the fucking sidewalk.
Looks like a reasonable place to park for me.
One of my favorite lines in the movie, and I'm a little bit weird. It's where he's got, what's his name? Benicio is drunk as a skunk, and on mescaline or whatever they're on. They're on all kinds of drugs probably.
Yeah.
And he's like, look, there's a woman over there fucking a polar bear. And he's like, the guy's like, don't tell me that. And then he goes over to that waitress, goes, do they pay you to fuck that bear? She goes, what the fuck did you say to me?
I haven't seen that in years, man. I remember the first time we were going crazy. I'm like, oh, that's Johnny Depp's real hair.
Oh, yeah.
Does a scene, but weird ass vibe. It's Vegas, of course. That's why we don't talk about it. We just, what happens there stays there.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right?
Except crabs. Yeah, that shit follows you everywhere.
Don't get caught cheating at the casino, though, especially back in the 70s. They might have a hole dug for you in the desert somewhere because, a lot of organized crime back there in the day, wasn't there? All right. Anyway, I don't know. It always reminds me of that because remember that movie Casino? That's the thing I think about when I think of Vegas is either Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas or the movie Casino with Robert De Niro.
Because of Casino with De Niro, every time I am in Vegas, I'm always like this. I'm counting fucking blueberries. That's how I judge hotels now. Anywhere I go, I'm like, I tell my wife, I'm like, look how much they gave you on your plate. Look how much they gave me on my plate. What type of service is this? What type of service is this? You know what I'm saying?
You got to do better. You got to do better.
Yeah, that's it. Little bit.
That also reminds me of The Hangover. Remember where Zach Galifianakis asked the lady, says, "Did Caesar actually live here?"
Yeah. That's funny. It's a fun to me. It's a fun place to go there, party hard, and get out. You know what I'm saying? It's not a relaxing vacation. It's
probably a good place to get in trouble too if you don't watch your ass.
Right, yeah. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, when I was younger, back in my 30s, I used to go out there. I would party harder all night long. Now I'm like, we go see Bruno Mars, and then it's like, oh, let's go home, please. All this traffic, I just want to go home.
I just want to go home and go.
I want to go home.
Too. Like I want to go. I just want to go to bed. I'm like,
yeah,
I do that now. I'm getting older, and I'm like, if we go somewhere, like we were at the meet and greet, they had at a Heroes Con, and I was having fun, but like after about 2 hours, I'm like, I gotta go home. It's past my bedtime.
It's crazy. You see, those conventions a lot. They can take everything out of you. It looked crazy fun, but it just felt way different when it got there in Pest. That's every place. Every place shows you like 2 seconds. 2 seconds of a church in Europe, and then you get there and you find out there's fucking nothing there except for that stupid church. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah, I remember going to Los Angeles. I drove to Los Angeles one time with some friends, and like you think, oh, we're just going to show up and there's going to be the cityscape, but you don't realize when you start getting in the outskirts of LA just how fucking big it is.
Yeah,
I'm like, where's the? It says welcome to Los Angeles County. I'm like, well, where's the Staples Center at? Like, oh no, you got like 10 miles to go.
and when I lived in New York and family members used to come visit me, I lived in Queens. So it's like, okay, let's go see Manhattan. And I'm like, you get a better view from Manhattan from my window because you see the whole skyline. If I take you into Manhattan, you're doing this. You're like, you can't see the top of the building. But it is. You learned, and that's how you learn. You go different places. and you learn to like them. And I don't want to visit there again, or I do like that place. So
I kind of like. I like places that are kind of mellow, though. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but I mean, I like going places like that. I had fun in Los Angeles. We stayed at the Chateau Marmont. Pretty swanky place, actually.
Oh,
I think I stole some towels.
You think? I know you fucking did. He's like, I think. You know you did.
You know I fucking did. I got a robe. We got his robes. Yeah, we got all kinds of stuff.
Matt's walking around like a pimp. Big old white robe like a pimp.
Oh, absolutely.
So sorry, the other dog's bothering the other dog. So I used to I traveled a lot. Before I moved out of New York. And then when I moved to Virginia, I started, believe it or not, I got a job at the airport. So I was traveling everywhere, man. I was going everywhere around the world as much as possible. So that's when I started, catching a direct flight to Vegas. I'm like, I was single. Hey, where you going? Oh, I'm going to be in Vegas this weekend. I'll see everybody on Monday, or every weekend. That was the pay sucks working at the airlines, but one of the benefits were flying for free. So couldn't complain about that. And then going back to this, we always dreamt about going to San Diego Comic-Con back in the day. This is when you were able to get there. This was before Mission Impossible. It's easier to buy houses and get mortgages and loans than it is to get tickets to Comic-Con now. I like the desert's full of life, which I found fascinating. Just completely different types of life than where I come from. I agree with you 100%. When I was in Phoenix just now, I was, I've never seen fucking javelinas and desert and cacti and cactus and,
You know what I kept thinking of when I was driving through Texas and Arizona and New Mexico. Man, I feel like I'm in a John Wayne fucking movie or something. You know what I mean? Like, I've only seen it on TV, so it's actually something really beautiful. Like, the thing about Arizona is it's kind of got some mountains. There's some lush vegetation in the north part, and it's all desert in the south part. But yeah, I had fun there. We just passed through. Actually, my car broke down in Winslow, Arizona, and I thought it was kind of ironic because we were playing "Take It Easy" by the Eagles when we broke down. In the song.
I'm thinking about that Kurt Russell movie. Remember Breakdown?
Oh my God, yeah, where the cops kidnapped. Oh yeah, woo. Yeah, but we were like, I was sitting here. We are, and the song says "Standing on a Corner in Winslow, Arizona," and here we are, broke down on the side of the road in Winslow, Arizona.
That is crazy.
Hey, Missy Mars is here. Hey, Missy Mars, it's good to see you, man. He's a
welcome
subscriber to my channel.
Welcome to the Heroes for Hire Comic Club, New Kids on the Block edition.
Yeah. Yep.
All that I needed.
We're the ones who
the right. Hang tough.
Yeah, that's a good song too. So did you say you're a musician too, aren't you?
Yeah, man. I got a band called Dirty Toys, and we play rock. We're an original band, but the area I live in, you have to play covers. Covers are, for those who don't know, covers are other people's songs. So we play covers to get better gigs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So then we'll go out there. Down here, we'll get booked, and we play for 3 hours the whole night, and then we'll be playing. That's about 40 songs, but we're playing about 20 originals and 20 covers. We do everything from Elvis Presley all the way up to Cage, Dirty Toys, for the band. We thought it was good, but believe it or not, when we try to go, we will get booked for a TV show around here, and then I'll get a phone call going, "Oh, I'm sorry, they didn't like the name of the band." Yeah. And plus, we got girls with. I'll bring a logo up one day. I'll send it to you, but they're like, "Yeah, your logo has like a skull," and I guarantee it's because my guitar player is black. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I told Eddie, he's like, he's like, yeah, I know. But
so what's some of your music influences?
I grew up listening to everything, bro. Everything. And it's weird because I grew up listening to pop radio when I was younger. And it wasn't until my teens, besides everything that was on radio. You know what I'm saying? Everything that was on radio, I knew of it. I didn't have cable, so I didn't have MTV. So I was definitely, dude, I used to listen to fucking Casey Kasem. I'm Casey Kasem.
Me too.
Now here's a long distance dedication. You know what I'm saying? I used to listen to all that stuff. I wanted to be in radio so bad. I grew up listening to I'm a New Yorker. I grew up listening to Howard Stern. So music was everything on the radio. As I got older, then I discovered the albums. I was able to buy I knew Dude Looks Like a Lady. I knew Love Is an Elevator, but now I'm listening to B-sides of Aerosmith's first album, and I'm like, this is fucking. It just opened up my mind musically.
Yeah, you start learning more about there's a whole album of this.
Exactly. Yeah. Not just what's on the radio, and then I started learning about. So then I think the year was 86, 87. My brother bought me 3 tapes, which completely changed my mind. It was Kylie Minogue's when she came out with the Locomotive. When she came out that year, it was Pet Shop Boys. When Pet Shop Boys came out, they were big that year with the Willie Nelson song.
Yeah, West End Girls too. They did. Yeah, West End Girls.
Exactly. And then Appetite for Destruction, Guns N' Roses. That just completely. I was like, what? I've never heard people curse in music. Not that I say it needs it. It was just the attitude. You know what I'm saying? All my friends were into the hair bands. I couldn't get into that. I couldn't get it. Yeah, I liked some of the songs. But I wasn't into wearing spandex. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't into the teased out. I've always had long hair. I cut my hair once a year. You know what I'm saying? I grow my hair out. That's why I wear the rag, is because my hair gets out of control and I don't want to feel like gelling it or whatever. But Van Halen, Aerosmith, Queen, a lot of the 70s rock. Influenced me.
Sabbath.
Yeah, of course, 100%.
Of course, Ozzy, who we just lost not long ago.
Yeah, it's great. It's crazy. My algorithm has been nothing but Ozzy Osbourne lately.
You know what? I love it. I was so happy when it said the top 10 of iTunes is basically all Ozzy and Sabbath for 2 weeks.
Yeah. I'm a huge Sabbath, and I started off as a bass player, so I'm a huge.
Bill Ward.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
No, Geezer Butler. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Bill
Yeah.
Ward was the drummer. I'm sorry.
But him locking down that rhythm with fucking Bill Ward and Geezer on bass. I mean, that was my shit, man. I'll be honest with you. I prefer Black Sabbath more than Ozzy's. I like Ozzy, of course. I like Ozzy, but I prefer Black Sabbath's early Black Sabbath stuff over Ozzy's solo stuff. But,
I
but
like them both. But I
solo.
think it was more like, see, I discovered Sabbath later. It was like I was listening to like Bark at the Moon. I had a tape of Bark at the Moon, and my older cousin's like, if you think that's cool, I got something I want to give you. And he gave me a cassette tape of Paranoid and Masters of Reality. And it blew my little mind.
Bro, I want to tell you my biggest. See, I like music, but then I have influences for me as a musician. It's kind of weird, you know. I was into Queen. My brother had Stone Cold Crazy, the album.
I love Queen.
Yeah. So I knew that album, and then I asked my Uncle Joe. See, I have a huge Latino, and my dad was Greek, so they never played American music. It was always like dun, 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 you know, Spanish music in my house.
Yeah.
So my Uncle Joe was the only white person in the family, and he was my algorithm. So I said I like Queen. He made me a tape, all of Queen's B-side stuff, like Brighton Rock, songs I've never heard. Just blew me away, opened up my mind to stuff. He was giving me stuff. Oh, he goes, "Oh, you like Guns N' Roses?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Guns N' Roses." Axl Rose says he's a fan of a band called Slade, an old British band. So my Uncle Joe was like, "I fucking love Slade. I love punk rock, Stone Cold Crazy, Metallica. Awesome cover, man. Yeah, man. I'm actually trying to get my band to do that song, believe it or not."
When I was a kid, I remember my half brother. When he left to go to college, he left all his albums, and there was like some of the album covers, like Kiss Destroyer. They look like comic books. And News of the World by Queen, where the robot's holding the band in his hand, and there's blood.
Yo, that Family Guy episode.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. When that Family Guy episode came out, I couldn't believe it. I looked at my wife and I was like, holy shit. I went through the same experience when I was a kid. My brother had the album. Why? It was so scary. It was scary. I couldn't believe it. That totally.
And they had so many great songs, like you can't Freddie Mercury's voice. I don't know how you could top that man's voice. He just had such a vocal range, and he was born to be a performer. You could tell when he was on stage, he just enjoyed it. He was in his element when he was on stage.
Very happy person when he was on stage. And then after I started learning about tapes, my uncle gave me a VHS tape of Queen's concert from Montreal that we were rocking for. Dude, I could literally say the stuff Freddie says in between songs when he's talking to the crowd. Like that's how much I know. I've listened to it. And back in the day, there was no YouTube, so I used to have to take the VCR into my tape deck and run the and run the Red wires to get the audio so I could have it and stuff. And when Napster came down, the first thing I did was download those MP3s. When Napster.
I remember the first album I ever got. My mother bought it for me. It was Michael Jackson's Thriller. Got to be stopped in something. Got to be stopped in And I kind of progressed there. My dad and my mom and stepdad, they all listened to music, and like I discovered the Eagles from my stepdad, and my dad, I discovered Johnny Cash, and I don't know if you probably know him. Talk about Marty Robbins.
Mm-hmm.
He said the song El Paso, and he listened to Chris Christopherson and Bob Dylan. He was more of like a folky country kind of guy. But then my mom, I remember she would play every Sunday morning. My dad would play a record, and my mom would play Neil Diamond's Live at the Greek Theater.
Nice.
And so I got into that.
Champagne on ice.
But I do remember that. Like the backtrack, you're talking about GNR. I remember when they came out, and I was a big Motley Crue fan, but I was like, these guys are. Well, you can see like Axl Rose and all these guys. These guys are fucking dangerous.
Dude, I was the same way. I was a Motley Crue fan, and then when I saw GNR come out, I'm like, yo, this is the shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was like, damn it.
Well, they were like kind of badass, and like they were kind of dangerous. You didn't know what's going to happen. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like they're wearing the same clothes I have. They're not that's what I was saying before. They're not dressed in cheetah spandex.
yeah. They don't have a lot of like eyeliner on, right?
Exactly.
I'll tell you a funny story about Poison. We had an album called "Look What the Cat Dragged In," and on the album they're glammed out. They look like girls.
Yep, the first album.
My cousin didn't know who they were, and he saw the album cover. He's like, "Man, those girls are hot." And we all
Everybody, we've
we were
all
like laughing at him.
we all cranked one out to CC DeVille on that cover.
Like, we got Raider Nation. My first CDs I bought with my own money after getting a CD player for Xmas was Nirvana Unplugged and Michael Jackson's History. That's two good ones.
Start. That's a good start right there, man.
I remember the first two tapes I got that were like parental advisory that I had to get my mom, which was actually she was pretty cool about it. She had to go get it for me, even though it was my money. Was Public Enemy, Fear of a Black Planet, and Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction.
Good stuff,
Yeah.
man.
And
That's crazy.
yeah,
I stood out. We went to stand in line when Use Illusion 1 and 2 came out. We were at that midnight in Tower Records. So do people even stand outside on a line for a CD anymore? You know?
No, they don't even. I remember Tuesdays when they used to come out. You go to Best Buy or like Tower Records or wherever, and then new albums came out on Tuesdays.
Yeah, and for a concert, you used to go a couple of days before just to get a wristband to stand on a line to buy your tickets.
Yeah,
and this was Ticketmaster.
Remember before Ticketmaster and Ticketron?
Ticketron. Yeah, man. These kids have it easy, bro.
You used to have to go to the Sears and Roebuck to the back service desk to order tickets for a concert.
I used to have to do math when the DoorDash person delivered my food back then because it was exact change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like 57. Hey, you got a 5?
And there wasn't nothing worse than like playing a video game at the arcade, running out of quarters, and like your game's ticking down. You're like, oh shit!
Yeah.
Really get me some quarters or
kids
tokens
even
or
do
whatever they use. You know,
do kids even put quarters up now? Quarters up.
I don't even know what they do now. I mean, now the arcades. The last arcade I went to was in a theater, and you had to buy like a card, like a little and then you like swap it, and it just takes the money off of it.
What was your games? What were your arcade games growing up?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game.
Yeah.
The Star Wars trilogy game. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Afterburner.
I remember Afterburner.
Operation Wolf. WWF Superstars.
Oh, bro, we played all the same games, man.
Yeah. Remember the football game? I can't remember the name of it, but they were like robots. It was like robot football.
I know which one you're talking about.
Cyberball or something like that. And then NBA Jam, Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, Street Fighter 2.
All those,
you know, all the greats.
Yeah. I went to my first year in high school in Queens was a Catholic private high school, Christ the King. And there was a big, grocery store, kind of like you see in the TV shows with the video games for the kids, like a little TV store. And they had the Ninja Turtle games. I blew all my lunch money and my allowance every morning before school with three other guys, all of us. I was always Raphael. Yeah, we finished that song.
Remember the X-Men and the Simpsons games?
Oh, yeah, bro. All of it. I remember we were going in Long Island when we laser tag. I don't know if you guys have any local laser tags. There was a place in Long Island that opened up called Qzar. So we were going into it. I walk in there, dude. They had a giant size monster screen. I'm like, I don't know how big it had to be, like 80 inches screen of X-Men, the Children of the Atom, the first one. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Is that Colossus? Is that Iceman? What? They're like, okay, we're gonna go inside and play Qzar. I'm like, I need more quarters.
We used to have an arcade called Aladdin's Castle.
Yeah, I remember.
And I would have birthday parties. That was you were the coolest kid in town if you could get a birthday party.
You get a birthday party there?
Castle.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, arcades were fun back then. Then. I'm actually thinking about getting one of the stand-ups for in here. I'm like.
When I was a kid, my stepdad had a Galaxian.
Oh, nice.
On arcade cabinet, and we would just like you could open it up, and it's got like a little thing where you drop the quarter in, and it clicks the little metal wire thing, and it goes down and gives you a credit. So you could just open it up, and we would just unlimited credits, and I would sit there and just play that game for like hours.
Did you have an Atari?
Yeah, I had an Atari. We even had ColecoVision.
Yeah, my cousin Nick had Coleco, and I had Atari. And then in the late
And then,
'80s, he got
changed
Nintendo.
everything, though, didn't it?
Yeah, well, he got Nintendo in the '80s, and then I got the original Sega Master System.
Oh,
So,
I love the Mac. I had it too. When my cousin,
yeah.
no, my cousin had that. I had the Nintendo.
Sega.
Yeah, and then the
So,
Genesis was just like amazing.
yeah. I remember we used to play
That one
Ultimate
I had-
Beast.
I was lucky enough because my mom and dad were divorced, so I got 2 Christmases. I don't know if that's lucky. I still, it's still traumatic, obviously. But I got a TurboGrafx 16.
Oh, I remember
And,
that TurboGrafx 16. I remember that.
House on it. We had Splatterhouse, and it's just like amazing.
16 bits, baby.
Yeah, well, Cheap Comic Collector, he does a lot of he used to run an arcade. He sold all his arcade games off. Yeah,
Nice.
and he worked also. He repaired games at Disney World, like the arcade they have at Disney World. So he used to be the guy that would have to go in there and repair it when the kids
Yeah, Rob's awesome.
down in the coin slot.
Yeah. You
but yeah. I don't know. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. So when I was when I was growing up, oh, what was that? Was that me or you?
I don't know.
Oh, I heard some noise on my. That's fine.
It's all right. It went away.
But I grew up when we grew up playing video games, and it was either like that. See, that was a thing though. So I was like, I got into video games. I'm like, fuck, I can't afford comics anymore. Like I had to stop buying comic books because I got into toys.
Yeah.
I started collecting toys, and then I tried my best. And the type of comic book, I've always been a reader. I love reading comic books.
Me
You know what
too.
I'm saying? I would open them, the stories. I would read all the advertising. I would read the guide. Remember, Marvel used to put the checklist and tell you what's going on in all the other issues. You know what I'm saying? The letters that people would write in the back. I mean, I would put them
I
in
love the
plastics,
letters.
yeah, but I wasn't like, this is. I beat the shit out of my stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Did you ever?
Now I'm like,
Did you ever write to them? I would write to them. I never got a letter published, but
you write? Yeah, I never wrote. I've always wanted to write. I
well,
never wrote.
the interesting thing about like before we had YouTube and social media, where we could talk to each other about comics, people would they actually. I don't know. A lot of the younger people might not know this, but they would when you wrote a letter to Marvel or DC, they printed your address in the back of the book. It was times were different back then. And
Yeah,
that's how people met each other. Like the woman, the wife and husband that created ElfQuest. That's how they met.
Yeah. That's right. The husband and wife. That's how they met.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know they're husband and wife. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, damn, that's pretty freaking cool.
And actually, Jim Shooter, the first published work that Jim Shooter ever had was he wrote a letter in the back of what's it, Legion of Superheroes? Yeah. There's actually, I think people after Eric's were seeking it out, after he passed away.
Can you imagine back in the day why they put the addresses? They're like, dear Marvel, Spider-Man's lost his touch. Spider-Man this, Spider-Man that. And then Stanley's like, you know what? Dox that motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. Now it's like, oh, God, somebody's going to show up at your house. So
Yeah.
Watch you or something. Yeah, it's crazy.
And Stanley's like, he goes, oh, you don't like it? True believer? Dox that motherfucker.
It was a different time, though. And I mean, it was kind of a more innocent time in a way, even though when we were kids, I don't know about you, they used to scare us to death with that stranger danger thing. Like, I was like, ah!
I'm still scared of stranger danger.
I mean, I don't blame you, but especially now, though, it's like worse. I don't know. That kind of took a turn there at the end. But if anybody, if anybody's got any questions for George, I really appreciate you coming on tonight, man. I wasn't feeling good. I'm dreading tomorrow because it's gonna be a long day. We got to move everything out of here.
You're getting that anxiety. Is that the anxiety of moving? And
yeah, it kind of sucks. And then it's like the last minute. The guy that we had putting the wood flooring in abandoned the project, and we can't get a hold of him. So we have people up there right now trying to get it done tonight because the person just walked out on it.
Wow. Yeah. That's I get it. That's a
Hey, I got a question for you from Missing Mars. He goes, "What was your first comic and why?"
my first comic book was G.I. Joe #3. I think
Oh,
that's the one they're fighting the robot on the
yeah,
cover.
got a
The
big
giant
giant robot
Yeah.
on it.
G.I. Joe #3 was my first comic book. And why was it my first comic book? Because I was into the G.I. Joe cartoon at the time. And then I was into the toys. So then when I saw the comic book, I was like, I need this also. I'll be honest with you. It's a close call. I got to check the dates. It might be between the mini comic that came in the He-Man toy or or an actual. I know for a fact an actual comic book full size was the GI Joe one. But
This is my first comic book that I actually remember was Kick-Ass.
kick ass.
My first one was G.I. Joe. I think it was issue 7 or 9.
Was that what the Cobra Guard?
Out of a helicopter?
Oh,
And they're trying to throw her out of a helicopter.
yeah.
Well, see, my dad was he was a Vietnam veteran. He was in the Marine Corps, and then when he came home, he joined the National Guard, and he retired from there after 20 years. So every summer, the National Guard, they go away for training for 2 weeks.
Yes. Mhm.
Every summer he would go away and he would go and get a bunch. He'd go like get Sergeant Rock, G.I. Joe, Star Trek, Star Wars comics, and he would bring them back to me. He got from the PX.
I was never into DC. I guess because I bought GI Joe, it was Marvel, so you would see the other Marvel advertising.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what blew my mind away though as a kid was Secret Wars. I was there from the beginning. Yeah, I was there from the beginning. So that cover to me just completely blew my world away. And the toys came out. So
Yeah,
the toys
same
came out
time.
at the same time. So I'm like, I need this, you know. I need all of it, you know. But I've always been like I think I literally I still touch base with the comic book story world to see what's going on. And if I'm interested, I'll pick up some stuff, you know. But I gave up. Literally stopped buying paper books when I moved to Virginia, and I think it was just at the end of Secret, the one with the scroll evasion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the last storyline where I stopped reading. Was I finished that up, the scroll invasion, and then I was just, I had just moved here, and you're starting over and shit like that, and I wasn't just buying anymore, and then I don't know. I started going through my stuff because I moved from New York, so I've been going through stuff I haven't seen in 20, 30, 40 years. I'm like busting stuff out, like, oh shit, I can't believe I had this, But
I did that too. Like I fell out, like I said, like when I discovered driving cars and girls,
and I'm in the band.
Yeah.
And I'm in the band. So it's like $300 per guitar or fucking
Yeah, or am I going to buy that comic book? Yeah, I know.
or an Alf comic book.
Yeah. But like, but I think what's funny about it when you're a collector as a kid like that, it's like you always seem to manage to find your way back to it when you get older. I don't know what. I know it was a lot of people. It was COVID. The same for me. I didn't have a lot to do, obviously. So I started. Well, you know what? I'm going to start getting some G.I. Joe comics, and now I got like 119 issues of G.I. Joe: Real American Hero. I'm trying to get them all now. So it's like, it is. Once you start, you're like, I can't stop now. So then I'm trying to get Captain America and Uncanny X-Men any chance I get to.
And
I grew up on those 3 comics.
Going back to what we were saying before, how people are into the superhero stuff or they're aware of it, I was collecting Captain America when nobody gave a shit about Captain America.
Same here, dude.
I was there with Mike Zeck and Ned Beatty, all those guys in the 80s. That's my boy, man. I was there the whole time from issue, when he fought the Red Skull and they were old, and all the way till he lost, he became the captain. Nobody cared about Captain America until the movie came out.
And I was,
and we're not talking about the 2 TV movies or the Italian Red Skull straight to VHS movie.
The one where they had fake ears on Captain America's mask. Oh my God! There's a director's cut of that. The director is selling himself. That they say is a little bit better, but I have my doubts. But you know what? That's what I George. I don't know. I'm asking your opinion on this. This might be my last question to you, but You know how nowadays I think people are spoiled that we have so many movies about comic book characters that now they just want to bitch and complain when it's not 100% perfect. And I'm like, maybe they forget, George, but me and you remember. We had Dolph Lundgren as the Punisher, and you were happy with what you got. I mean, that's all we got. Or like, you know what I mean? Like it's come a long way. I remember it used to be, and I'm not getting me wrong. Bill Bixby, Lou Ferrigno, man, I was here for it. But we used to have to paint a dude in green.
Yeah.
To be the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. I just feel like
you know what? You know what it is, dude? I feel you're right. I agree with you. But as much good, you're right. There was a lot of shit back then, but we took it. We watched it.
Yeah.
There's so much of it now. You can watch it on your phone. You can watch it in your car. You can watch it at your job. You can watch it in bed. You can watch it in the living room. You can watch all 5 different movies at the same time. But you got to pay for it now. So I think people complain more now because I got to pay for Disney Plus. I got to pay for HBO Max. I got to pay for this. I got to go pay $20 at the theater. So I give them credit. If they give a valid opinion why they don't like the movie. If somebody just says woke, broke, blah, 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 get the fuck out of here. That's not an opinion. That's your agenda. If somebody says there was no action in the movie, there was not enough. I didn't like the costume. I couldn't stand the new Fantastic Four. I thought it was a waste of time. I personally think it's a waste of time. Why did Marvel do this?
That's my friend Bruce called it Fantastic Four.
I call it 3 Men and a Baby. You know what I'm saying? That's what I called it. You know what I'm saying? And I just felt like, but like with that being said, though, I'm not going to like you said earlier. I'm not going to trash Matt because he likes Fantastic Four. You know what I'm saying?
I haven't seen it yet, so
yeah, it's right. It's a fancy version of Rise of the Silver Surfer. Trust me when I tell you that. When you watch it, please call me. I'm gonna because I need somebody to because it's almost scene for scene. It's almost
thinking about me missing Mars, but yeah.
But
I do. I looked it up, Missing Mars. I have my CLZ app on my phone, so I had to look it up, but I wasn't sure. But he was going to give me G.I. Joe 22.
Oh, nice. See, I think a lot of people they have a lot of it in front of them. You're right. They are very spoiled. It's like back then we had to wait for one meal and we didn't know what the meal was. Now it's like taking you to a buffet. You already know what's on the menu, and you get there and you're going to be like, this needs more salt. This is too saucy. This is too dry. I'm like, motherfucker, it's a buffet, man. Calm down. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I still just maybe a good feeling. Like I remember when it first started, Iron Man. I thought it was so cool seeing an actual Iron Man, and then when they first showed the Avengers when they were all on camera together in costume, you're like, oh, this is what I've been waiting for. You know what I mean?
This is what we've been waiting for, man. And you know what it is? I think most of the people who are into the movies never read the comic books. So they're not conditioned a different artist drawing your superhero, a different writer writing your superhero, a different actor playing your superhero. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we're used to different James Bonds, different Supermans, Stan Lee's writing for Spider-Man. Now in the 80s, we got Todd McFarlane drawing him with big fucking crazy eyes. They're not used to that. We were conditioned. Oh, we got a new writer. There's a different style, a different art. Even back then, we were like, "Oh, I don't like this. I don't like Ron Lim."
Me and you, we've lived through 7 Batmans, basically.
Yeah. We've been conditioned for this stuff. So we watch soap operas. You know how many times my guy was replaced on General Hospital? You know what I'm saying? It was like
how they would have now playing the role of Rex Harrison.
Thank you. Yeah.
They would just like, hey, they're like, no, we'll just plug somebody else in. It was like the New York Yankees, like, oh, the shortstop's injured. We'll just bring that kid up from AAA. He can play shortstop.
The money store does it again. Phil Rizzuto. But I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. I mean, it's like that's not my Superman. I remember that's not my Superman. It's like when Christopher Reeve came out, everybody was like, George Reeves is my Superman. So it's just I think we should be appreciative.
Like, oh, he's no Adam West. Yeah.
I do agree there should be more quality control behind the
think so.
studios. I agree with that, though. I agree with that there should be more, because Marvel did get a little crazy where they're like, "Hey, Matt, go do a movie, anything you want, and then let us know when it's done," and they don't fucking check. I think that
Yeah,
was the problem. with
here you
Marvel.
go. Let me get my checkbook out. Here's a blank check. Just do
That's
whatever you want.
exactly. And next thing you know, I get fucking Ant-Man 2. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm using that as an
Thor,
example.
Love and Thunder. Like, what the fuck did I just watch?
Yeah, what I'm saying. I'm gonna be honest with you. When the MCU first started, I was excited, just like you said. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Yeah, it's different. Okay, I gotta accept it's the movie version. But when they started making Thor funny, I was like, something's wrong. I'll admit, I said to myself back then, that was my big complaint. Thor's not funny. Thor's not funny. When my wife, who hates superhero stuff, came to me, she happened to see Thor Ragnarok on a plane. She came up to me. She came off the plane. She goes, "Have you seen the new Thor movie?" I'm like, "No, not yet." He's funny. Chris Hemsworth is funny. And that's when I said to myself, "You see, they made Thor a comedian. That's not the right. If
Well,
they
yeah,
didn't do it, if it didn't
the-
sell in the comic books, it won't sell in the
yeah,
movie
the
house."
reason
That's all.
Thor was funny in the comic books is because he kind of didn't get anything. Yeah.
But
Well, you know what's funny is in Thor in the comics, he was funny because he didn't get anything. Like he would just talk like thou and this, and they're like, "What are you fucking talking about, Blondie?" You'd have somebody else kind of he'd be like the straight man.
they're like, speaking.
You know what I
Captain
mean?
America was like, "Speak English, you
He
immigrant."
don't really get like Thor. Yeah.
His
Oh
Thor-
God. Oh
Hey,
Lord.
my God. Yeah, my God. That's my Captain
Well,
America. Hey, big guy.
I appreciate you coming on, man. I really do.
Thank
It's
you,
good
brother.
fun.
Anytime, man. I love your channel. I love the fact that you do different things. You just don't do comic books. You look at that. We barely talked about comics tonight. We just bullshit
know.
about our lives. You know what I'm saying? So I love every time I see Matt. When I saw Matt every time at the convention, it was a pleasure to see him. Every time it's either he's in my comments or on his comments. It's always a pleasure. So, and I appreciate what you're doing, and you can tell everybody else appreciates and likes your channel. So, and once again, congratulations on your noms,
Thank you.
and congratulations on your new home.
I would like to, before we go, I'm going to thank all my new channel members.
Yeah,
I'll
you
put
do
it
that
up
shit when I'm off the air.
Cheap Comic Collector, Terry Floyd, Adamantium Blade Comic Collectibles, Canadian Survivalist, John Malone, Nerdy Geek, Clip on Comics, Random Reads, Stephen Lukey, Legion of Comics, Mad Spidey, Easy Comic Reader, Space Case Collectibles, Keelan Nerds, Comic Verse, and Lisa. I will put you on here. And now we have another member, Lisa Noble. I will put you on my list for the next show, so you'll be on there. And don't forget, hold on, I'm having trouble with my StreamYard's so crazy. Thursday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be reviewing Aliens.
Nice.
So come check that out, and we'll give you a sample of Aliens. Here's I got some clips already loaded. So here's Bill Paxton having a meltdown.
Hey, maybe you haven't been keeping up on current events, but we just got our asses kicked, pal.
Just got her ass kicked, pal.
15 days, man. We won't last 15 minutes.
It's game over, man. I like what he says. I like what Sigourney Weaver tells me. This little girl survived for 6 months here. He's like, oh, great. We'll just put her in charge, man.
Yeah, he's with the high voice. He's cracking. Awesome. The great Bill Paxton, man. Awesome.
All right. Well, I'd like to thank George. Tell him what you got. Tell us what you got coming up on 757 Hustle.
Yeah, man. So we've been trying to go live, but we're in the middle of like fixing the studio and getting other stuff. We're gonna be having live bands in here, and I'm gonna be doing live interviews in the couch section. So we got stuff coming up in here. So in the meantime, I'm just dropping videos to keep the algorithm alive. So check that out. But definitely like and subscribe, because I like to jump on at different times. I interview people sometimes they're in other time. They're from Japan, different times in the world. So we got stuff coming up, man. We got some live interviews coming up, a lot of music acts coming up. So I'm very excited to get this whole place finally done. It's just like little by little. And it's like I said earlier, I'm redecorating and we're booking guests. I want to have Matt also. We're going to be doing, hey, Matt, I want you on. I just picked up Star Wars Trivial Pursuit that we can all play on screen together and shit.
Okay.
Like that.
You know,
Yeah. So I'm going to have the second cam set up for the board game. So I'm going to be having live board games. So we'll be giving away real actual prizes when people win. So this time when you come and play, it's like shut up or put up, because I'm giving away some prizes. But definitely check out the channel, man. We got a lot of stuff coming up.
Yes, everybody. I got his link to his YouTube pinned in the chat. So for my guest 757 Hustle Show, this is Matt from Heroes for Hire Comic Club. Remember what Uncle Stan always used to say. Until next time, true believers.
And fuck you, Kirby.
Come, son of Jarrell! Kneel before Zod! Snoochie boochies.